All right, I'm going to show you how to use a sample to make a beat in BandLab. So here we go. First, I want to make sure that I know what I want to sample. It's actually going to be easier to sample something that's that's not music. That's just more like a sound effect. So here's some stuff that people suggested that I'm going to use. So first the Street Fighter sound, and then Wii menu music. Now, the Wii menu music obviously is music, but it doesn't have like a beat. So it's going to be easier to work with than like something that has drums, for example. Adding drums to other drums is really tricky. So first I'm going to grab my samples. The site I'm going to use, first of all, I got to save, I got to save this clip. So I'm going to go to ytmp3.cc. It's a YouTube downloading site. Grab the MP3. MP4 is a video. We don't want that. And now this will just take a second to process. And then I can download it. Download the Wii music. So that's downloaded there. The Wii music, same thing. I'm going to copy it. You can also do edit copy, but I'm using Command C. And now I'm going to convert another one. Take a second. This one's longer, so it'll take a little bit longer to do that. And all right, while it's doing that, I'm going to create a BandLab project. And I'm going to start with a drum machine. Let me see if this is done now. There we go. I'm going to start with a drum machine. I'm going to create some sort of intro. So when you create these kits, they automatically start with a pattern in there, which can be helpful. If you want to use it, that's fine. So why don't I kind of use it? I'm just going to take out all of the kicks and just use the hi-hats and snares. So this is just hi-hats on eighth notes, snares on 2 and 4. Sounds like this. I'm going to slow this down. Here's our tempo. I'm going to put it at, let's say, 80 or 81. There we go, 80. So how this works, which is different from GarageBand, is there's these patterns, and you can just build your patterns and then add. So if I have something in C, then I can go here, add C, and there it's going to pop up. So it's a little bit different from the way that GarageBand works. But it's kind of nice in some ways. You can just, if I wanted to add A back again, I could just add another one there. So that's how you build out your drum patterns. You should be able to figure it out from there. I'm just going to let their default stay here for my B. So my A can be my intro, where I've got less stuff. My B can be like my verse section. Obviously, or please feel free to expand on making much better beats. You can also add, if you wanted to add drums on top, for example, you could add something on top of the drum machine. There's all sorts of choices in here, just like on GarageBand. So I've got my music or my clips from this other stuff. Because I'm in Chrome, I can just drag this right into here, but you might have to go over to your downloads area. Computer's struggling. Downloads area, drag it over. So here, Street Fighter, I'm going to drag it into here. Now, if you're on your phone, this will take some extra work to get the file in here. You might have to do it through Google Drive. And then here, I'm going to grab the Wii music as well. The Wii music is like 7 minutes long, so I'm going to chop that up for sure. So in order to use samples, I want to chop them so they start right away, right where the thing starts. Now, I'm going to do it right there. So now if I play this, I'm going to solo. Great. Super. And for this one too, I want to drag it here. Now, rather than, this is 7 minutes long, rather than dragging this all out, I can also just split it. So I'm going to have this selected, and I could use this S or this split right here, I could just click S on my keyboard. That'll split. Or you can also edit, or you can right click, slice. All of those are options. So I'm just going to hit S, and I'm going to delete the rest of it. Here's that quick beginning. Oops. That little thing. It's a little loud, so I'm going to turn it down. But there's my wee thing. Let's do, so actually I think it might be nice to use some of this extra audio. That's like the relaxing little, this little stuff. Yeah, so I think I'm going to use this and just loop it every 2 bars. So I've got 1, 2. I've snapped it right to that point. So if I didn't snap it to this, then it's not going to loop right. But I've snapped it right to there. And now if I loop it, it's going to work. It's not showing up quite right, but there we go. And now loop. Now my full beat's going to come in. That actually worked out pretty well. And now my Shoryuken, whatever it is kind of an intro to my full drum pattern coming in. Yeah. I could go back. Let's say I wanted to change this drum kit. These are the acoustic kits. The pad kits are like the let's try dark hip hop kit, or like the electronic kits. I don't like that very much. Let's do lo-fi. Nope. Okay, I need to not worry about this. Boom bop, boom bap. Sure. This is a little bit loud, the Street Fighter thing now. I could also, so now this might be a tiny bit more tricky because the Wii music has notes to it. So it's mostly a G is what I'm figuring out. Now I have a MIDI keyboard in front of me, but you can also use your keyboard. So it seems like the Wii music is centered around G. Da, 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 da. So I'm gonna use that as my note. And I'm gonna just add a bass note. So it's just gonna be like a low. Why don't I do a... why don't I do a synth bass? And now I've got a lot more options. 808 kick. Not sure how well this is going to come through, but I'm going to start that right on with the rest of my beat. All right, now I've got that in there. I'm not sure why it's not following the rhythm I played. Maybe BandLab is tweaking out with the... Not sure. But anyway, you can add a bass, add other things to it. And now I've created a sample-based beat. It's nothing too fancy, but obviously I could take this and use different samples and move things in and out. So that's the idea here. Have fun with it. Find some good samples to use. Again, if you use samples that have any sort of music in it, even if it's something really simple like this, then there's an extra step of like finding the tempo or the notes that go along with it. But it's doable. Please let me know if you need any help, and if I can do anything to make this a little easier for you. Take care. Have fun with it. Bye-bye.